Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the market, specifically the 1-cent coins from Australia, including rare silver strikes and collectible varieties that have become major highlights in the coin collecting world. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps support the channel and keeps our coin collecting community growing strong. These rare coins aren't just pieces of Australia's history. They're also some of the most valuable finds collectors are hunting today. So if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of Australian currency, this video is for you. Let's get started. First up, number 1. In the silent corners of history, the 1983 Australian 1-cent coin. To the average eye, it may seem trivial, a coppery flash of metal bearing the image of a feather-tailed glider and Queen Elizabeth II. But to the trained eye of a numismatist or to the fortunate soul who unknowingly holds it, this coin may be nothing short of a financial miracle, for it carries with the whisper of rarity the echo of national transition and the promise of unimaginable wealth. The year 1983 stands as a strange moment in the timeline of Australian currency. It marked a pivotal point, the beginning of the end for the 1-cent coin in circulation. With inflation and production costs outpacing its practical use, plans were quietly laid to retire the denomination. The Royal Australian Mint produced a small number of 1-cent coins in 1983, but not for general release. These coins were intended solely for collector sets. No coins from that year were meant to jingle in your pocket, clink in vending machines, or vanish into drawers and jars. Yet, as fate would have it, a few may have slipped through the cracks. Whether by error, oversight, or intentional deviation, rumor suggests that some 1,983 1-cent coins may have made it into the wild, undetected, unheralded, until now. This is where the coin becomes more than copper in design. It becomes legend. Owning such a piece would be like holding a phantom, a coin that by official record should not exist in your hands. Yet there is real and tangible, waiting to be discovered. Why is this so monumental? Because in the world of rare coins, provenance and rarity are everything. The fewer there are, the more valuable each one becomes. And if a circulation strike 1983 1-cent coin is found, it instantly becomes a numismatic celebrity. Collectors around the world would open their vaults and their wallets to chase it. This is not speculation. It is a heartbeat of the rare coin market. A single, unaccounted for example, could be worth thousands, maybe even millions, simply due to its undocumented nature. Now imagine holding one of those coins in your hand. Perhaps it sat in an old purse, passed through generations unnoticed. Perhaps it fell behind a drawer, forgotten since childhood. The surface still glints with its reddish hue. You look at the date, 1983. Your breath catches. You begin to realize what you're holding isn't just a coin, it's a key that could unlock a future of financial freedom, a doorway into a world where wealth meets history in a singular, magical artifact. The emotional value is just as strong as the monetary one. This coin connects you to the very fabric of Australia's economic evolution. It was there in a year of change, perhaps even a farewell message from a retiring denomination. Every scratch and glint on its surface tells a story. Each coin, especially one so rare, carries the soul of a nation's commerce, identity, and transformation. It is not merely a relic. It is a vessel of time. Experts and collectors always say, check your change, and for good reason. Every so often, the ordinary reveals the extraordinary. The 1983 1-cent coin is one of those rare instances where the mundane might cloak a marvel. You could have held it in your palm and let it go, never knowing what you lost. But not now. Now, with this knowledge, you are empowered to look closer, to appreciate more, and to see what others miss. If you find one, don't sell it cheap. Don't rush to offload it on a whim. Protect it, preserve it, and most importantly, authenticate it through a reputable numismatist. Get it graded, because in pristine condition, its value multiplies tenfold. And in any condition, its story alone makes it a collector's dream. What was once just a coin in a drawer can now command awe in an auction house, shaking hands and raising eyebrows as bids climb. And remember, wealth is not always earned through toil alone. Sometimes it's discovered. Sometimes the universe leaves a breadcrumb of fortune in the most unexpected places. The 1983 Australian 1-cent coin could be that breadcrumb, a copper gateway to prosperity, a silent guardian of untold riches, a fortune waiting for someone brave and wise enough to recognize its worth. So hold your coin close. Study its every line. Feel its weight in your fingers. The fortune you dream of may already be with you, hidden in plain sight, quiet but powerful, ordinary to most, but extraordinary to you. The 1983 1-cent coin isn't just currency, it's destiny, just waiting to be fulfilled. The 1973 Australian 1-cent coin may seem like a small, ordinary piece of change, but hidden within its modest copper shell is a legend few truly understand. For collectors, coin dealers, and even historians, this coin represents more than a decimal unit of currency. It stands as a symbol of an era long past, a relic of Australia's rich numismatic heritage. And for a rare few, it could become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery capable of changing lives. If you're lucky enough to possess the 1973 1-cent coin in pristine condition, or better yet, a rare variant, you may just be sitting on a silent fortune. This coin was part of Australia's first generation of decimal currency, introduced only a few years earlier in 1966. But by 1973, things had shifted. Production quantities fluctuated, minting inconsistencies occurred, and some coins left the mint bearing minor yet extraordinary anomalies. These mistakes, barely visible to the average person, are what transform a simple coin into an ultra-rare collector's dream. A 1973 1-cent piece that features an off-center strike die crack or a doubled image could be valued astronomically. Even coins without errors can command high prices, if preserved well. A flawless, uncirculated version of the 1973 coin is not something you'll casually stumble upon. Most were used in daily transactions and bear the scars of time. But those few that have been sealed away, untouched, unmarked, and in mint state condition, are worth far more than their weight in copper. In the right collector's hands, one of these coins could be valued in the thousands, or even reach six figures if paired with a rare minting story or provenance. But what makes this particular year stand out even more is its place in the timeline. 1973 was a transitional year. The Royal Australian Mint was undergoing changes in its die production and quality control, and as a result, a small number of variants were unintentionally created. These subtle variations, like different spacing and lettering or minute changes in the Queen's portrait, make these coins exceptionally attractive to high-end collectors searching for unique pieces to complete their rare sets. The potential of the 1973 1-cent coin lies in scarcity and condition. Fewer top-grade examples exist today because copper is a soft metal that corrodes easily. Over time, exposure to air and handling strips away its natural shine and detail. This makes finding one in gem condition incredibly rare. And rarity is what drives value sky high. In the coin world, the scarcer the gem, the greater the reward. It's not uncommon for a seemingly worthless coin to sell at auction for staggering sums once it's verified. Stories have emerged of forgotten coins being rediscovered and valued at tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine pulling a coin from a box in your garage, only to discover it's your gateway to becoming a millionaire. It sounds like fantasy, but with the 1973 1-cent, this dream edges closer to reality. This coin also carries the image of Queen Elizabeth II on one side, facing right, a design that's subtly evolved over the years. On the reverse is a feather-tailed glider, a small yet iconic Australian marsupial. The design itself is a tribute to Australia's rich biodiversity, and it has become a beloved symbol among collectors. When a coin bears such cultural and historical depth, its value is no longer just monetary, it's emotional and symbolic. Those who specialize in Australian coins know how to read the signs. The right weight, the right luster, the tiniest error. These details separate the common from the priceless. And when such coins come up in auctions, bidding wars can erupt, driving prices beyond imagination. Your 1973 1-cent could be more than a coin. It could be the centerpiece of a millionaire collector's dream set. Before making any decisions, get the coin properly appraised by an expert. A professional grader can help authenticate it, rate its condition, and determine if it has any known minting anomalies. With proper documentation and care, you can position the coin to attract serious buyers from around the globe. And once its true value is revealed, you will understand why this tiny treasure has the power to flip your entire financial life overnight. The greatest fortunes often begin with the smallest spark. For many, wealth arrives in the form of an investment or inheritance. But for a lucky few, it comes in the palm of a hand, in the form of an old coin thought to be forgotten. The 1973 Australian 1 cent may be your hidden key to financial freedom. Hold it tightly, guard it wisely, and when the time is right, let it unlock the fortune that was waiting for you all along. So the next time you hear the faint jingle of coins in a jar or spot a forgotten penny under the couch, remember this. One of them could be the 1973 1 cent piece that rewrites your destiny. It's not just a coin, it's a doorway, a story, a fortune. All you need is the eye to recognize it, and the wisdom not to let it go for less than it's worth. The 1976 Australian 1 cent coin, though small in size and modest in face value, hold a mystery and majesty that few truly grasp. Cast in bronze and struck with the proud emblems of the nation's heritage, this coin has, over time, captured the attention of sharp-eyed collectors and passionate numismatists alike. Beneath its humble copper surface lies the quiet potential of extraordinary fortune, a potential that could redefine your life if the right version rests in your collection. It's not just pocket change, it could be destiny in disguise. The beauty of a 1976 1 cent coin lies not just in its design, but in its scarcity. Over time, as currency systems evolved, millions of these coins were removed from circulation, melted down, forgotten in drawers, or lost to history. But every now and then, one of these survivors resurfaces in near-perfect condition, or with a rare minting error that elevates it from common copper to solid gold in the eyes of collectors. If you possess such a coin, you may very well be holding a millionaire's ticket disguised as a forgotten relic. The obverse of the 1976 coin features a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted with striking detail. On the reverse is the iconic image of the feather-tailed glider, an agile, whimsical creature native to Australia. This tiny marsupial, captured mid-motion, lends the coin a distinctive identity that connects directly to the Australian wilderness and national pride. But when errors appear in this image, such as double details, die cracks, or off-center strikes, these coins become dazzlingly rare and sought after. What transforms an ordinary 1 cent coin into a piece worth tens of thousands, or even millions, of dollars isn't always visible to the untrained eye. It could be a variation in the metal composition, an unusual sheen caused by a minting anomaly, or even a slight misprint in the Queen's features. For those lucky enough to stumble across these 1-in-a-million coins, the rewards can be life-changing. Auctions have seen similar pieces sell for prices that leave jaws dropped and wallets wide open. In the world of numismatics, condition is king. A 1976 1 cent piece in mint state, or uncirculated condition, becomes dramatically more valuable than one that has passed through thousands of hands. Coins that still gleam, bear crisp features, and have been protected from oxidation fetch enormous premiums. Combine that with a rare error, and you're looking at a coin that can shake up the market and change your life in an instant. There are whispered tales among collectors of coins discovered in old biscuit tins, behind couch cushions, inside walls during renovations, that turned out to be worth fortunes. Could the 1976 1 cent coin you found in your childhood piggy bank be one of these hidden treasures? The only way to know is to look closer, research deeply, and if possible, have the coin professionally graded and authenticated. A small detail could unlock a secret of tremendous worth. The real magic of this coin is in its power to surprise. Unlike flashy gold pieces or large denominations, the 1976 1 cent coin doesn't flaunt its value. It hides in plain sight, waiting for the right hands to unveil its potential. It's the underdog of the coin world, a quiet giant capable of turning everyday people into millionaires overnight. All it takes is one coin, the right coin, and everything changes. Collectors across the globe are constantly in search of pieces that complete their sets, tell unique stories, or hold historical significance. The 1976 1 cent coin, depending on its condition and unique characteristics, ticks every box. It speaks of a time past, of changing currency systems, and the delicate craftsmanship of mints working under pressure. That's what makes it irresistible to those who know what they're looking for. Imagine the sensation of walking into an auction with your 1976 1-cent piece, unassuming in its look, but certified as rare, airstruck, and uncirculated. You watch as bidding paddles rise, voices raise, and the numbers climb. 5 figures, 6 figures, maybe more. That humble coin could be the star of the show, the object that makes headlines and history. It's not a dream. It's happened before. It could happen again with your coin. It's important to understand that rarity isn't always about how few were made, but how few survived in perfect form. Australia's bronze coins were phased out, spent and scrapped, but the few that endured untouched are now priceless. Your 1976 cent could be one of them. Don't underestimate it. What looks like a penny could be a golden opportunity, waiting to explode. So before you toss that small brown coin aside or give it away for its face value, take a moment, study it, protect it, treasure it, because in the story of currency, it's often the smallest coin that carries the biggest tale. And if your 1976 Australian 1-cent coin is the right one, it could be the plot twist your fortune has been waiting for all along. Hold it close, have it appraised, share it only with trusted experts. The path to untold wealth could be lying right in your palm. What seems like an ordinary cent might just be your $1 million miracle in disguise. Wealth, the 1966 Australian 1-cent coin. This is not just any copper coin from a bygone era. It's a gateway to fortune, a vessel of mystery, and potentially a golden ticket disguised in bronze. For those who have the eye to recognize it, the 1966 1-cent coin may be the single item that stands between ordinary life and overnight transformation into millionaire status. The year 1966 marked a turning point in Australia's financial history. It was the dawn of decimal currency, a monumental shift that replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence with the modern dollar system. With this change came a fresh wave of coins, including the humble 1 cent. But what makes some of these early coins from 1966 extraordinarily valuable isn't just a historic switch. It's the rarity of specific versions, minting errors, and the condition in which they survived the decades. Among numismatists, the passionate hunters of currency treasure, there are whispers of elusive 1966 coins struck at the Melbourne or Perth mints with small but significant differences. A misaligned die, a doubled image, or even a metal anomaly could turn this otherwise common piece into something breathtakingly rare. Some collectors believe only a few of these flawed or unique coins exist, and those that do are worth small fortunes. To the untrained eye, it may appear like any other coin, but to the seasoned collector, it could be worth more than its weight in gold. What truly elevates the value of a 1966 1-cent coin is its condition. If you have a coin that has never been circulated, meaning it hasn't passed through thousands of hands, scraped across tables, or clinked around in pockets, it could fetch a staggering sum. Mint-condition coins, especially those kept sealed or preserved since 1966, are unicorns in the world of coin collecting. Their luster, clarity, and sharp design make them not just desirable, but potentially priceless. Now, imagine you stumbled upon one of these coins in a dusty drawer, inherited from a grandparent, or buried deep in a box of forgotten currency. At first glance, it may seem insignificant, but upon closer inspection, you realize the strike is slightly off-center or the detail on the feathertail glider is subtly doubled, a clue that you may be holding a minting error. That small anomaly could be the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth over $1 million. Even more thrilling is the global demand for such coins. Wealthy collectors from across continents are constantly searching for rare Australian currency, and a coin like the 1966 1 cent in exceptional condition or a unique minting trait becomes a bidding war catalyst. Auctions have seen explosive interest in rare decimal transition coins, with prices soaring well beyond expectations. Owning such a coin is like holding a stock that never loses value. It only grows as it becomes harder to find. Think about the emotional power of this coin. It connects generations, encapsulates national history, and symbolizes transformation. It was born in a year of great change for Australia, and it still carries that spirit of transformation with it. That's why people say this coin has the power to change your fortune overnight, because for the right collector, it already has. There's a magic in small things that are often underestimated. The 1966 1-cent coin, though humble in appearance, defies its modest beginnings. It represents hidden potential and the possibility that something overlooked can become legendary. In a world obsessed with the loud and the large, this small, circular relic whispers a promise of untold wealth to those willing to listen. So, before you dismiss the old coins in your collection or spend them without thought, stop and look again. Examine every curve, every detail, every imperfection. That 1966 Australian 1-cent coin could be more than a token of the past. It could be your key to the future. A future not just of wealth, but of legacy. A future where a coin makes you a name known among collectors and historians alike. What's more valuable than money? The story, the journey, the unexpected rise from a penny to a palace. If your coin is the one, then your story is about to begin. It only takes one person to recognize its true worth, and that person might be you. So protect it, preserve it, and if fate favors you, prepare for the moment that your fortune turns with the flip of a cent. Because in the right hands, under the right spotlight, that 1966 1-cent coin isn't just change. It's a miracle in metal, and that miracle could be yours.